skills development and youth empowerment falls squarely under the UN's priorities in Zambia. We have 4 pillars in our cooperation framework with Zambia, and our first pillar is really job creation and economic development. So the skills development initiative, including ZAMITA, is a really good example of how the UN is responding to economic development and skills development of young people.
Sweden has a strong focus on economic development and working with young people and strengthen their livelihoods. We work with local institutions together with UNIDO to create employment in a responsible mining sector.
Projects like ZAMITA at NORTEC are helping us mostly in enhancing the quality of skills development in the country. Also, ZAMITA comes in because it brings the dynamics of the sector. TEVETA is very evolving, and they would come up with the latest technologies that are required. So in our policies, what we desire is to move along with the current global trends in terms of provision of TEVETA. But then when we have a project like ZAMITA, they come with the already current trend in technology. So that responds to our policies.
The Volvo Group, we have been a proud partner to ZAMITA since the start of the project. We have been part of the design of the project together with SIDA and UNIDO. Volvo's contribution in the vocational school programs are purely in kind, so we support with our competence and our products. And we think that this is a very effective way of creating the best possible impact with our resources and assets. And that's also how we have conducted the 2 different programs and our involvement, I should say, in the 2 different programs at ZAMITA.
In the ZAMITA project, we are aiming to enhance the employability of youth in Zambia in key strategic sectors. In the first phase, we looked at the mining and construction sectors and the skills that are required in order to repair and maintain heavy equipment that are used in these sectors. In the second phase, we looked at the transport sector and the skills that are required in order to maintain and also repair heavy equipment like the truck that we see behind me. By increasing the employability of youth in these sectors, we want them to get access to jobs and better jobs, and to address this issue of youth unemployment and underemployment in the country.
One of the critical areas, of course, that enhance quality training is that you should have the right tools. You should have the right equipment. You should have the right manpower, qualified manpower. You should have the right infrastructure. So prior to that period, we had a serious lack in terms of equipment. Technology is ever evolving, is ever changing. And in order to keep our staff abreast with the new technologies, the project also capacitated our staff by sending them to Sweden, to Volvo training centers, by sending them to South Africa at Volvo training centers. And through those training programs, our staff, were well capacitated in terms of various skills. And it's not a small number of staff. And you can imagine what that now contributes to enhancing quality in an organization like ourselves.
We invited all the key industry stakeholders so that they come and developed what we call a competence profile, which then was translated into a curriculum. And that curriculum prescribed all the knowledge levels, the skills and competencies that the industry requires.
We have been an integrated part in the product design and also the implementation of the project, which means that we have been able to influence the curricula. And I think that is really important, to have the systemic approach that we have had with the ZAMITA project, so that the curriculum has been accepted on a national level, so other vocational schools can actually make use of the work that we have done. So more students throughout Zambia are able to be educated on an industry-secured curriculum, which I think is very, very good, and also gives this, hopefully provides this systemic impact.
In order to sustain what the project was doing in terms of industrial attachment, also internship, NORTEC is going to set up a student career development center. This is something that has been approved by government, it has been approved by our board. So we're very excited about it because now we're going to actualize what the project ZAMITA was doing into a fully fledged section with staff employed, who are now going to, their day-to-day activity is to link students to industry, to link students to enterprises.
As one of the standard performance criteria of the project, we also periodically evaluate how frequent these graduates end up being employed. And we just learned that within the 6 months of leaving college, students actually are able to get jobs, which just shows that the curriculum is very strong, it's very relevant, but also it actually meets the requirements of industry.
In the ZAMITA project, right now in terms of employment 6 months after the project, we are at around 50%. And in terms of the satisfaction of the managers in the workplaces, we are over 90% of outcome. So this gives us good confidence to say that we are doing the right things at NORTEC and that more youth will have opportunities to get employment.
We see as a very positive sign when it comes to replication that our donated material, some of this equipment are now being transferred to other educational institutions in Zambia, and that the teachers from these receiving organizations will come to ZAMITA for education by the ZAMITA trainers that we have also trained in the past. I think this is a very, very good and positive development when it comes to the systemic change that we want to achieve with the project. And I really hope that this can continue. Really good and positive development of the original program, I must say.
So really quality training in terms of heavy equipment engineering at Northern Technical College has been enhanced through this project. But that was just phase 1. There was also a phase 2, which is now coming to an end. And phase 2, again, we have seen that our partners have really helped us to enhance quality training in the automotive engineering program. And we hope that this partnership will not just end, but will continue to grow in different ways, and also build up on this partnership that we have had, and that we can do much more in the future. Let me also thank the officers from SIDA, officers from Volvo, officers from UNIDO, and from government, who gave themselves up completely and dedicated their efforts to ensuring that this program, this project was a success.